I didn't ask them to move in. I offered. My son lost his job and the apartment rent was due. They were behind on daycare, groceries, everything. When he called, his voice cracked on the word help. I hadn't heard him cry since he was 9 and his dog ran off. And I loved him. God help me, I always have. So I said, "Come stay here until you catch your breath." 3 bedrooms, a working furnace, and enough space between us that we wouldn't trip over each other. I thought we could make it work. I imagined breakfasts at the kitchen island, baby laughter, maybe even a little closeness again. I didn't want rent. I didn't want gratitude. Just family. Just a little life in this quiet house. They paid the bills. Electricity, water, food. I made sure not to interfere. I kept my corner clean and tried to stay out of theirs. I cooked sometimes when I knew they'd be home late. I folded laundry left in the dryer. I rocked the baby when her mother was too tired to stand. At first, it was fine. Civil. They said thank you often enough that it didn't feel like pity. But kindness has a shelf life in some people, and after a few months, the air started to shift. Doors began to close more often. Conversations paused when I entered a room. The baby came to me less, probably told not to. There was nothing loud about it, but silence has a way of yelling when it wants to be cruel. Then came the day I overheard her. I was bringing folded towels to the hallway cupboard, quiet as usual. Their door was cracked just enough. "She's just an expense we don't need right now," she said, voice sharp like chipped glass. Expense. As if I were a broken faucet, a leaking pipe. My son mumbled something. He always did. She carried the fire. He followed the smoke. She's always around. It's like living with a ghost that eats your food. That one hit on harder. I don't know how long I stood there. Something in my chest shifted, like a shelf collapsing under the weight of too much patience. I backed away, set the towels down, and returned to my room. I didn't cry, not that day, but I started listening more. The following week she was on the phone with someone. Didn't know I was in the garden. Kitchen window wide open. She doesn't do anything, just shuffles around like a sad little mole. The way she watches me hold my baby, it's creepy. I don't even like her near her anymore. Then laughter. The cruel, choking kind that doesn't need an audience to feel powerful. Another day, another jab. She's lucky we're even here. This house is depressing. I stopped listening after that, not because it hurt less, but because I'd heard enough. It was still my house, all of it. The creaky floors, the faded curtains, the yard he took his first steps in, paid off 20 years ago, every corner a memory they didn't earn, every inch soaked with the scent of my sacrifices. They thought because they paid the utilities, they owned comfort. That kindness meant weakness, that letting them in made me invisible. So I made a call, a quiet one, to a realtor I once taught in high school, who now handled estate properties. She came on a Wednesday while they were both out with the baby, walked through the house with a clipboard and soft shoes. "You sure?" she asked. I was sure. I signed the papers the following week. Full price offer. 30-day close. When they came home that night, the envelope was on the table. Inside, the sale agreement and a note in my handwriting. I may be old, but I'm not blind. This was my home. And now I'm choosing peace. She screamed first. Something about betrayal. My son stood quiet, like always. Eyes on the floor. He didn't ask why. I think he knew. They left before the 30 days were up, took their silence with them. No hugs, no goodbyes, not even from the baby. She won't remember me, and maybe that's a blessing. Now I live in a smaller place. 1 bedroom. Cozy, clean, quiet. No sharp whispers behind doors. No half glances over dinner. Just me, a teapot, and a rocking chair that creaks like an old friend. Sometimes I walk by the lake and remember the laughter that used to fill my old house. And I let myself grieve for the boy I raised and the family I thought I still had. But most days, I'm just content, not happy in the clapping, singing way, but in the way where your soul feels like a still pond. No ripples, no shouting, just peace. Let them call me an expense, as I cashed out and bought back my dignity.